Hi to everyone of the sign of Capricorn. This is Zaida Velgara from Becoming I Am, here to give you your message for August 2026. I hope you enjoy it. Now, for you guys that might be new to this channel, let me give you a little bit of the rundown on how to do things here. I usually pick 3 to 4 events that are astrological for the entire month. And then I tell you how it's going to affect the collective. And then I'm going to tell you with tarot and oracle how it's going to affect you specifically. I only do one reading per language, per sign, per month. And then after that, I just do astrology readings to my channel. And eventually, every once in a while, I throw a random reading here and there. So I hope you enjoy it. Remember that these are not personal readings. So that means that if it's not yours, don't take it. And if you feel the need to take it, I think you should really examine that in your spirit to find out why it is that you feel a calling to feel insulted or irritated by a message. Okay, that being said, let's start. August 3rd. August 3rd through January 6th, Chiron goes retrograde in Taurus. When Chiron goes retrograde in Taurus, our money is affected, our health is affected, and our environment is affected. And it's affected so that we can take really good look at what we're doing that might negatively be impacting us. The last time it happened, it was 1975. I wanted to say it in Spanish to 1977. And that's when we had the worst inflation period of the modern history, though we're in it right now again, which caused soaring prices, which also had wage stagnation and also not a lot of hires during that time. And then it led to recession, strikes, workers' rights, and changes of wages. And then we also had during that time a lot of problems with our healthcare system, which led to reproductive rights, reproductive rights. Oh my God, I couldn't even say it. And disability rights and reform in our mental health. So it's interesting that we're kind of repeating the same cycle and kind of making the same mistakes. I'm just saying during this time, we also had a lot of reforms when it came to our environment and becoming very concerned about how that is affecting, let's say, everyone in general, that our environment's kind of messed up. So that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle this oracle deck because I want to know how this is going to play out for you, specifically my people of the sign of Capricorn. So only for those that will be seeing this video of the sign of Capricorn, how will this be affecting them? Dreaming of you, nostalgia, fantasy, wishful thinking. So something's going on in the dream state. Second, broken trust, lies, cheating, promises shattered. And then left unread, ignored, messages seen, not responded. You know, like what I want to tell you during this period of time, I think that there is some kind of connection that's trying to be made with you. I feel like this might be somebody that used to be in your life that no longer is in it, and they're trying to make contact and they're having a really hard time contacting you. So I guess I'm not really sure why it's showing up, Capricorn, but it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not getting the message. All right. So let's find out why this is showing up for you guys. Cause it's just like, this sounds like somebody else's problem, not yours. I mean, if you block this person energetically, physically, emotionally, that there's a good reason for it. So let's find out what's going on with this. Why is this showing up? Ace of Poles. Because you're making these people hot, like angry hot. Then we have Judgment and we have Three of Wands. Oh, this is not that it's making them hot. Is that I guess that this connection that you have created has now created a situation where they're getting, I want to say, a whoop ass from the universe. And it's due to actions that they took that gave them a lot of opportunities and a lot of good stuff, but it was not done correctly. Okay, so I'm talking like really spiritual here. It feels like somebody taking you from something from you, from the spiritual realm, your energy, your whatever it is, and that now falling into judgment. And that's the reason they're trying to reach you. Here with the Two of Pentacles, they're trying for you to fix what they have broken. See, because there's one wheel that's completely fixed, and I think that's yours and that's theirs. So they want you to balance out what is not right in their lives, but you are blocking them with a Nine of Wands. We also have the Six of Coins with the Five of Coins. And that's a big deal, because what I'm seeing here with the Six of Coins going to the Five of Coins is, oh no, Five of Cups, but I've said Five of Coins. This is important. So the Six of Coins to the Five of Coins would be like, you used to balance things out and right now they're in lack. But the Six of Coins to the Five of Cups, it's like, you used to balance things out and now all they see are problems in front of them because you're choosing to go in another direction. Because usually the Five of Cups is like they're focusing on all the problems in front of them, and behind them there's like some connection going on, and I don't feel like it's theirs, it's yours. And then we have, look at this, the Ace of Pots with the Queen of Coins. And this in the movie, the Queen of Coins, right? In this movie of the Labyrinth, she is like this witchy lady that brings back all the things from the past that you used to love or be nostalgic about, or that used to make you fall backwards on the way that you were trying to move forwards, right? And so what I'm seeing here is they're trying to strike your emotions. The reason they're visiting your dreams is because they're trying to remind you of the good old days. But I don't think it's working anymore. It's not working anymore because they did that already and they've proven that they're not going to change. See, this is justice. And in the justice energy, in this part of the labyrinth, the hands would either move you up or down and you had to choose. And I'm feeling like you're choosing up while they're choosing down. And we have the King of Swords to the Two of Cups. I feel like and the Emperor right after that. And what's happening here is that you're no longer using your emotions, Cups energy, to dictate how you're going to play with these people. You're getting to the point right now where you're like, I'm going to be cold about this and calculated, because honestly, Emperor energy is one where your feelings are aside and you logically look at things. You're still empathetic, you're still holding space, you're still doing all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about a tyrannical emperor. I'm talking about a wise emperor. And this emperor knows that he can't use the cups right now. He can't use his emotions. He can't use money to fix this problem, right? You're not going to fix it with more money. It's not about getting angry. It's about using your mind. That's why the King of Swords comes up. This is logical. The fact is that your cup is now full, right? This is a cup that's full and it's closed. They're going to have to figure out how to fill their own cup. That is not your responsibility. I feel like you've been carrying people for a long period of time, Capricorn, and I don't think that you knew that you were doing it. And what I'm seeing here as I'm looking at this reading is that some kind of connection that you did, you did it in the physical realm. So maybe you block them, maybe you it feels like blocking them. You blocked them in social media. You've discontinued your social media so people can't contact you. You blocked them on your phone. I don't know what you did, but you definitely blocked them. And so any messages that you're receiving from them, any calls, any whatever, it goes unread because you're not interested. And then here they're trying to visit you in your dreams and you're still like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not connecting to you. We're not doing this anymore. You have proven that things are not going to get better, and so I'm not going to invest time, energy, effort, or nothing on you. So this is actually really good because I feel like you're creating very healthy boundaries, and for you to make the boundaries this strong, where it's not only in the physical but it's in the spiritual, that tells me that whoever or whatever this is overstepped their boundaries way too many times, and you've given way too many chances to this. Okay. My phone just beeped. My computer just did a little tone, so I know that's true. The next thing that we're looking into is the new moon in the sign of Leo. There is also a total solar eclipse. We might not see it. depending on where you're at and how it's located. But a total solar eclipse also in Leo. The sun is in Leo at this time. And besides that, Mercury is in Leo, and it creates a conjunction with Pluto in Aquarius, a trine with the Neptune retrograde in Aries, a sextile with Uranus and Gemini. Literally, this whole combination is I'm removing the false narrative of myself. I'm removing the mask that was created due to, I don't know, coping skills or things that happen in this world. And it's time for me to now pivot my consciousness to the person that I know that I am and I deserve to be. So it's like a change of mind. And because you change your mind, you see things differently and you perceive things differently as well. So I want to see how this is going to be affecting you. Capricorns, to see this sign. The first thing is the bird flying away. Peace bird flying away. Curtain call. The flower breaking through the cement. The cat's out of the bag. The guy in the hospital. The heartbreak. I think this is kind of like, I'm going to split this energy in two different things because this feels like this. Here's one and here's the other. You're breaking free. It's the final curtain. You're kind of over this whole thing, and you finally broke through a really hard block that you have had for an extremely long period of time. And I want to see about this situation for you. Ace of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Lovers, Magician, Nine of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. And the bottom we have the Nine of Wands, Three of Cups, Eight of Swords. Okay, so this feels like, I feel like you were going through a long period of time where you were always caught in your feelings because you kept giving and giving and giving and hoping that people would wake up, that people would see your worth and your value and realize that you were enough, etc., etc., etc. And every single time you did, you ended up in the Five of Pentacles. You were broken, you were left out in the street, you were devalued, you weren't good enough. And this was based on some connection that you have, and it was something really connected to your heart space. Okay, it was a choice that you were making to allow yourself to get hurt over and over and over and over again because you thought that if you did that, you were going to be able to win this person, these people, etc. over. And what we're seeing here is that with the Magician card following the Nine of Cups, I feel like what you started doing was realizing that you're the one that has the power. And it's better for you to be by yourself. And I'm seeing this energy where you're educating yourself in a new direction and you're investing in yourself. One of the things you're doing is blocking. And then we see a third party situation or three people. And because you're starting to take the binds out of your eyes because you're no longer going to allow yourself to be trapped. This was like a mental F, right? Every single time they rejected you, you perceived there was something wrong with you. You didn't do enough, etc., that you wanted to get this back. And it was like you had to win this love, this affection, this whatever it is. And that is what's ending. The Six of Coins is this energy where you're starting to realize that real relationships have equal reciprocity. Okay? And that's a balanced way that you should have to move forward. And that is what you're starting to invest in with the Seven of Pentacles. I'm seeing the energy of you focusing on your material wealth. You're focusing on your material gains. And if you are being asked for a lot, you're expecting a lot in return. And if it's not given, you're not going to be investing in that. Okay. I want to see this because the cat's out of the bag. I feel like they're realizing that you figured them out. And that's giving them a heartache and a headache. I wanted to say both the words together. And it's creating a death in there because this is the death card. There's a big end happening to them. How that end is going to play out, I'm not sure. Well, let's find out. That's what this is all about, right? To figure this out because they were foolish. So tell me, how is this going to play out for them? First of all, 10 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. Valet of Discs. That is the Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the 4 of Swords. Knight of Swords. 3 of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. Temperance. So what I'm seeing here is that this is something that has kept this situation afloat. I mean, it was making it money. Whatever, if it's a job, if it's a person, whatever it was making a lot of money out of this connection that you had. And it can be family, but it was making a lot of money. Okay. And then what we're seeing here is confusion happening because of your disconnection, right? Because you figured out that they were taking a lot because they were making a lot out of your energy. And now there's confusion. And the confusion is, how can we continue moving forward when now we have to start from scratch? Because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. It's the one that has to start from zero and slowly build themselves up. And this is causing a situation in them where they're seeing an oncoming death in their energy. Like something's going to end and it's big. Remember how I saw the death card? But here they're still thinking it's not going to be that bad. I saw in the deck when I was shuffling the death card right away. But here it's the 4 of Pentacles. They still perceive that it's not going to be as bad as you think it's going to be, or as bad as they perceive, because Knight of Swords is like, because they move fast, they take opportunities. 3 of Wands, they have a lot of connections and they can balance this out. So they perceive that this disconnection with you is not going to be as bad as everybody talks about, or as etc. You know, you guys, everybody. I don't know why etc. seems very important to me right now. You know what I'm thinking about when I say etc.? The movie Split. Etc. etc. Right? Etc. And Split is a person with multiple personality disorder, and the etc. was the small child that was a little foolish in of the personality types. Okay. And I feel like this is the small child being foolish, because I don't feel like these people know, or this situation knows, how much you were contributing to their wealth. In the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups to the Knight of Discs. And again, this is the energy where they're going to pretend to be very, very kind and loving and respectful for you while they're spitting in your drink. And I say that because, look, this guy is like a fly guy and he's spitting in the drink while they're spitting in your drink, because they think that that's one of the things. Like, you've been angry before and they were able to be nice with you, and you fall back into the same fold. This is why they're still not freaked out about the situation, because they think you're going to fall back into line. And in the bottom, we have the Empress card with the King of Blades. But they're not seeing that now you're in the energy of wanting judgment and justice. You're no longer emotionally involved. And that's something that I saw in the previous one, where your emotions are turned off to these people, right? We saw the King of Swords. Your energy is the King of Swords. So your emotions are turned off. And look at the Death card to the Six of Swords. You're ending them moving into calmer waters. You're ending that. You're not going to be their emotional crutch. You're not going to continue to help them. And that's just the way it is. The Star card with the Four of Cups, literally it feels like their wish is for you to get the message, for you to start doing things all over them. And yours is, I don't want to get this message anymore. You're starting to get into the position where you're wanting a new path to enter a new world. I just feel like, as I'm looking at these readings, I think they think you're just mad for a little while and you're going to fall back in line and it's not going to be a big deal. And they're going to be able to get back to the way it was before. You used to be, every time you get mad, you come back. It's not even a big deal. So they're not worried. So they're going to take this small little hit right now, whoever they are, and you're going to come right back crawling to them like no big deal. And so that's interesting. Now, the third thing I want to look into is August 28th. August 28th, there is a full moon and a partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. Why is this important? This is important because this energy has a lot to do with the dissolving of the old world. This is your, like, it's a death. Like, I feel like everybody's going to feel like a soul death, but they're not going to know why they feel that way. And it's because of the fact that this is happening, you know? And this is funny because I'm letting people know, if you guys are therapists, closer to the end of August, this is when the shit is going to hit us the fan and they're going to freaking realize it. This entire month, they're in denial. And then in the end of the month, they're going to fucking realize it. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. Didn't I tell you? Look, chaos and conflict. Now the stripes of the zebra are coming off and you can see their true colors. I am telling you that this is when their perceived illusion of who you are and what's going on and yada, yada, yada is going to come off and they're going to see clearly. No bueno. It's making me laugh when I'm seeing this because I'm like, this whole time they're like, she's gonna get over it or he's gonna get over it. They're always like that. They get pissed off and then they'll come back, blah, 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 a whole mess of stuff. And this is like, no, 5 of Cups in reverse. And that's important because they were confused and now they're not. Devil card. Empress card. And when they are not confused, they are going to be salty as shit, thinking that you are that bitch, you are that asshole, you are the one that's doing harm to them. How dare you? How dare you? And here they go with the 8 of Wands, running their mouth, trying to get to you. Knight of Wands in reverse. And I like this because what I'm feeling is the energy that you're going to be unfazed. You're not going to engage. Look at that. 5 of Swords in reverse, because the reality is that all these swords that they sent to you are coming right back to them. It's their turn to be wounded. It's their turn to suffer. Then we have the Knight of Wands with the Knight of Swords, and this is them coming towards you hot and fast, trying to talk a whole mess of shit. And here you are with the Page of Cups saying, I think there's a couple of holes in your story. Knight of Pentacles, that's them again. They show up like a lot of knights because they're now worried because now they're going to Ace of Pentacles, have to invest from scratch trying to create this new union with you, right? But you're in this energy of the Queen of Swords. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles. Ay, Dios mío. And the Queen of Wands. I called them all except the one that I needed to do. And the Ace of Wands. You're looking for something else and you're passionate about whatever it is that you're looking for. You're calling out to the universe something else because they're not it. You're calling to the universe a new structure, a new family, a new soul group, a new whatever, and they are heading your way. And I said that, and look, the Ten of Pentacles. That is like new family. I feel like if this is a friend group that didn't really care about you, they're soon enough gonna care about you because you no longer want them. This is a family group, this is a job, this is a whatever it is. It's kind of like, I don't want you anymore. I mean, you're not getting it. I gave you enough chances, and when I said I'm done, I'm lost. You're lost to me. We're not going to be seeing each other anymore. So I think that some people are going to have some severe wake up calls when they realize that you're gone. I keep hearing that you're lost. And that's interesting to me because instead of saying they lost, it's you're lost. And I feel that has to do more with their perception. Let me see about that. Why do I hear you're lost? Kangaroo cycle. A 9-month cycle is in play. Your current project will take 9 months to mature and benefit you. Commit fully to it. You have all the strength and the stamina you need as long as you move forward and not backwards. Literally, when I'm looking at this, they're telling me, they're saying you're lost, but I feel like you're starting a new cycle. And it's not that you're lost, they're lost. Or they lost you. Whatever. Sounds like a them problem. I hope this helps.